And now, in studio, bringing his Midwest values from the Show Me State to the land of San Diego. He's a triple threat, licensed as an attorney, mortgage broker, and a top producing realtor who's crushing the competition. Here to deliver you what's happening in the trenches of the market. Your host, Michael Gaddis.
Welcome back to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM 1170 The Answer. I am your host, Michael Gaddis of michaelgaddis.com, your quintessential real estate professional. How about throwing down that word quintessential there, Paul? Got to bust it out.
I like it, yeah.
That's right. Just a little FYI, you know where the word quintessential comes from?
I do not know. Quick, please supply. So I'm assuming it has something to do with that.
It does. It has to do with Aristotle. When it went back in the time of Aristotle, they believed there were 4 elements. And Aristotle believed was earth, air, wind, and water. Wind and water. And Aristotle believed that the heavens were made of a 5th element called quintessence. And that quintessence was perfect. So the word quintessential comes from Aristotle's view of the celestial world. How about that?
I like it.
Well, speaking of quintessential, I want to talk a little bit about my new listing in Palm Springs. Literally, this is the quintessential, there it is again, quintessential Palm Springs home. This house is literally amazing. And I'll tell you something, it's one of those houses where if you drive by the front of it, you think, it's okay. And then you walk through the front door and you're like transformed into a different world. I mean, literally a different world. First of all, this home is located in the movie colony area of Palm Springs. So I am a silver screen movie buff. I love old movies. So just to give you an idea, Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh's house is just around the corner. Frank Sinatra's house is the next block over. In fact, from the backyard, you could see the twin palms coming up from the Frank Sinatra estate. And as you drive around, Al Jolson had a house there, Dinah Shore, Cary Grant, Bob Hope, they all had homes there.
Clint Eastwood was the mayor up there for a while.
Oh, no, not there. That's up in Carmel or whatever. Yeah, we're in Palm Springs, buddy.
Oh, I could have sworn it was Palm Springs.
No, not Palm Springs. No, everyone else seems they all could have been the mayor. This house is amazing. This one has, when you walk through the door, okay, first of all, this house was built in 1935, but it was almost completely restored. I think they tore everything down but 2 walls, rebuilt it. And when you walk in, the first thing you get, first of all, the door itself that you walk in is amazing. It's this giant pivoting door. It's a commercial grade door. I've never even seen a door like this before, but that's the first thing I noticed when I walked in. Then, when I walked up to the house, when it opened up to a view of the pool because this house is built in a U shape. And when you walk in, there's glass all around the front and the sides. So everything is like bringing the outdoors in. So when you walk in, you have this incredible view of this pool. And this house was literally built for entertaining. I think the sellers told me that they can entertain up to 200 people in this property, and I believe it. When you think of the Palm Springs, you think of lush oases, and this is a lush oasis. When you walk in, they have green grass, palm trees in the backyard. You have this incredible pool. It is amazing. And when I just kept thinking, man, this is like what I see in the movies. These people that are going to party in Palm Springs. This is like the perfect entertaining house. And so when you walk in, one of the things I really, really like is when I was in law school, I lived in Kansas City, Missouri, of course. And in Kansas City, they have this industrial area with all these super old brick buildings. They're like, built for it's for commercial use years and back in the 1880s. They converted a lot of these into lofts. So you walk in, you got like brick walls, and you have like super high ceilings with exposed, ductwork, things like that. Well, these guys who built this house or remodeled this house, they kind of took that element of a loft and put it in here. So when you walk in, there's like 16-foot ceilings, and they put these wood planks on the ceiling. So you don't have a normal ceiling. You have this, it almost looks like a wood floor on the ceiling. It is so nice. And they have exposed ductwork. So it gives you that loft feeling inside of this house. So Sometimes I walk in a house, they have low ceilings or something, it kind of feels cramped. You do not feel cramped at all. First thing, you have these wall-to-ceiling windows all around. Then you have these super high ceilings, and you have this exposed ductwork that's going through here. And it really, really does, have a very comfortable feel in it. Then you look over if you look to the right, you see this cinder block wall, this textured cinder block wall, and they have these little alcoves with art in them. And I thought that is such an interesting idea, because it gives you that texture that that lacks in a lot of houses. Because you walk in houses, it has all these forced smooth walls, but this house has this accent wall made out of cinder block that is textured, which is really, really nice. And so when you get in there, the kitchen itself is in the corner, and the island looks out over the backyard. So when you're over there at the kitchen island, you just look up and you can see the pool, you can see the spa, you can see the fire pit. And let me tell you something about this fire pit. This fire pit's huge, and it's like this huge circle, and above it they had this little artistic notion to put this circular hole inside the lanai area, I'll call it, all the way around. They have this covered lanai in the backyard, which when you're talking about bringing the outside in, that's what this does. So when you're able to open the door when it's cooler, and you'll have a seamless transition between the outdoor space and the indoor space. And this fire pit sits within that that outside space. And it basically, the hole is above the fire pit. So if you look straight up, you'll see the roof of the lanai, and there's a hole in it, which has, by the way, a sunshade that goes back and forth over it during the day. But it's just one of those artistic little things that you don't get in every single house that you look at and buy. Now, the house next door, just to give you an idea, sold for $2.3 million. And it was a Donald Wexler house, who was a famous Palm Springs architect. It was actually the last house that he created, and it's a glass and steel house. That one sold for 2.3. This one is on the market for 1.5. And I'm going to tell you something. I've seen both houses. This house is much warmer and has much more of an oasis feel. The other one's more like a trophy. It's more like, okay, I'm going to buy this house because I want to tell people that it was a Donald Wexler, and I just want to, just have it on my mantle as a trophy. This house is more if you really want to comfortably live in the house. But let's go on to the bedroom though, because you go down the left wing, and there's a bedroom there, and each one of these bedrooms they did, it's like the people who designed the house are very artistic. They're into art, and the way they put the glass ice tile in one of the bathrooms. But my favorite feature is their master bathroom. You go to their master bathroom, and you will not see a bathroom like this in even a 5-star resort. I'm telling you, this thing is amazing. You walk in there, they got this giant tub over to the right-hand side, and they have this wall that comes up with dual showers in it. It is there's pictures of it. I have a dedicated website to this house. It is 1125 the letter E GrandviaValmonte.com. So 1125 the letter E GrandviaValmonte.com. And actually what I did is I went and had a Matterport camera. For those of you who don't know what a Matterport camera is, a Matterport camera is like the camera they use on Google Earth. And on Google Earth, you can go around and walk around neighborhoods. You can now do this in this house. If you go to that website, 1125, the letter E, GrandviaValmonte.com, you can literally walk through this house. And it is an incredible feature. I do it with many of my listings because it allows me to market this house, not just in the Palm Springs area. It allows me to market this house anywhere I want. So for example, a lot of people who buy in Palm Springs don't necessarily live in Palm Springs. They live in colder climates. They want to have a second home. So what I've been doing on social media is I've literally been targeting certain metropolitan areas, and I can break it down by demographics. So I can by certain income levels, certain asset levels, and so I can basically target social media advertising, and I can pinpoint people's in different metropolitan areas that might be interested in owning a Palm Springs house. So that's what I've been doing with this house, trying to generate interest in it, because it's not just a marketing for putting it on the MLS and hoping it sells. I try to actually sell your house by utilizing, technology. And I think that that's really important in today, in marketing today. And I'll talk about it in my next segment a little bit more as well. But to safe it to say that this is one of the places I've been sending this out to. I sent it out to San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Minneapolis. I've been targeting people in a lot of different metropolitan areas. And the great thing is I know whoever sees this video, I know they fit my demographic because I'm targeting people who have a certain amount of income and a certain level of, of assets. So I know they have the capabilities of purchasing this home. So, and I think that whoever visits this home and whoever wants to actually have that Palm Springs feel, if you want, what I'm talking about, the golden movie age, or our silver screen age, living that lifestyle, you can live in the movie colony where all of the movie stars lived. And you can live in probably one of the, if not the nicest, one of the nicest homes in the entire movie colony area. And when you have to see it to believe it. So go to that website, 1125, the letter E, Granvia, Granvia, Valmonte, VALMONTE.com. I know all of you out there scrambling for your pens and pencils right now so you can write that down or jumping on the computer. But take a look at it. You look at that Matterport camera that I created and do that 3D interactive walkthrough and just walk through the house. It's almost like you're there. But I will tell you, as impressive as the Matterport camera is, and it is as impressive as the photographs that I put on that website, it does not do this house justice. Literally, you have to see it to believe it. It is one of those places that looks better in person than it does in any photograph. Now, a lot of times with photographers, we can, make the photographs look so good, and sometimes people go, well, this doesn't look like the photograph. I assure you, you go visit this house, it is the exact opposite. You will say those pictures do not do this house justice. So if you are in the market for a Palm Springs house, our home, this is the one you need to look at. It is currently available with a list, kind of a range listing of 1.3 to 1.5. The seller will entertain offers between 1.3 and 1.5 million. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, that's a lot of money. It is, but to buy a property like this, it's a bargain. I'm telling you, the house next door, 2.3 million. And if you go there and you see it with me, you will know. I'll show you both houses, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Well, anyway, after the break, we're going to jump from Palm Springs and we're going to go to Bonsall, California. I'm going to take you and show you another magnificent house with a completely different feel than the Palm Springs house. You're listening to the Michael Gaddis Show on AM